Did I disappear? Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Coffee with Father James, except this time, don't tell anyone, but there's actually tea inside of here. And as you can tell right away, I'm in the main church at the St. Peter's location with the holy oils behind me and the Blessed Sacrament in the tabernacle. So, I don't know, now that I've shown you the coffee cup, I think I'm going to put it down. Okay, just be right back. There we go. So, today, I want to talk to you about the sacrament of the sick, the sacrament of anointing of the sick. You know that strange sacrament that some of us have never received or don't quite understand that used to be called last rites? Those words that used to strike fear. You know, the man in black is arriving with the holy oils, not with a sickle. So it has developed and changed over the years, and the practice of celebrating the sacrament has changed. And I want to tell you a little bit about that and our plans to make this beautiful sacrament more accessible and available to parishioners. Since COVID, we've been restricted in many ways with the sacraments, and these restrictions have gradually lifted. And if it hadn't been for COVID, the change I'm about to tell you about, I would have introduced to the parish almost from the beginning. And what is that change? Going forward, beginning on Monday, August 29th, once a month, we're going to have a weekday morning mass at which we will celebrate the sacrament of anointing of the sick. I've done this in previous parishes, and it's beautiful. Now, in cases of emergency, we will always go out and respond to people in need, visiting people in homes, in the hospitals. But this is not the only way you can celebrate the sacrament. It is meant to be celebrated communally. So by doing this once a month, we can also reduce that in a sense, emergency traffic that sometimes comes our ways, that sometimes we can respond to, and other times we're unable to respond to. So what does that look like? It basically means after a short homily, weekday mass, we'll invite people to the front who wish to be anointed, receive the anointing. There's a prayer of blessing of the oils. There are short prayers of intercession. And then myself and Father Robert will go among you and lay hands on everyone very briefly in silence. And then there's an anointing on the forehead and on the palms of the hand. Within the community as the whole community prays. And it's a very beautiful, beautiful experience. Now, who can receive the sacrament of the sick? Many of you do remember when it was called last rites or extreme unction, the last anointing. The emphasis was on preparation for death. And since the Second Vatican Council, that changed to be about healing. And yes, sometimes we can speak about death as the ultimate healing, but we're not just talking about ultimate healing, we're talking about ongoing healing in body, mind, and spirit. Who can be anointed? Anyone who is experiencing chronic pain. If you have a chronic condition, you can be anointed frequently, up to once a month perhaps. There's no, you don't get a sticker, best before date. But I always think that with the sacrament of the sick, we should approach with the conviction that God is generous with grace. Another person who might come to be anointed is if you're dealing with an immediate and unexpected illness or struggle, physical, even mental affliction, that you can come and be anointed. And then there's this third category, which I'll leave it for you to decide if you come under this category, and it's those struggling under the burden of years. Yeah, that means what you think it means. And if that's you, then again, presume the generosity of God and come and be anointed and come and experience the Lord's forgiveness and peace and grace and strengthening. It's a beautiful experience, and not only for the individual who receives the sacrament, not only for the community that will be gathered for the Eucharist, but also for this experience of sacrament. It's an incredible grace and blessing also for the priests who minister the sacrament. And so, August 29th, at 9 a.m. Mass here at the St. Peter's location, and once a month after that, we'll notify you in advance about when that date is coming. We'll try to always do it towards the end of the month. And please spread the word. If you know anyone who is housebound and perhaps is somewhat mobile, obviously if you're completely housebound, we'll go to you. But if you know people who are somewhat mobile or perhaps even going into the hospital for surgery, this is where it makes a lot of sense to come out. Anyway, I'm going to go down and get my tea now, okay? Have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll see you next week. God bless.